Okay, we're live now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Planning Working Party for Haverhill Town Council. And welcome. To note that this working party has no delegated authority and may only make recommendations to full council. Urgent actions may be taken under delegated authority given to the clerk and to the chair. Item 1, apologies for absence. Please, Colin.
I don't have apologies from Vicky. I don't have apologies from anyone else because you're all here.
Okay, is anyone else? I think we're all here. I think, yes.
Yeah, we're all here.
Declarations of interest and request for dispensation is item 2. Is there any?
Has his hand up.
Yeah, all it was Bruce Davidson
sorry.
is on his committee, isn't he? Or has he left?
Oh, no, quite right. And yes, I'm sorry. Many apologies to Bruce because he did give his apologies. I'm glad you're paying more attention than I am. Thank you, Tony. That's appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Right, is there any declarations of interest or request for dispensations, anyone? No? Okay. Item 3, minutes of the previous meeting. Colin, have you got the minutes, please?
Yeah, I can share those.
Okay, before we start, can I have, I expect everyone's read this, they should do. But can I have a proposer that I can sign these as a true record? And a seconder, please. Propose Councillor Smith, Liz Smith, and seconder Councillor Brown. All those in favour, please show. Okay, that's carried. Thank you very much. Right. Yes, okay, Colin. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Is there any hold on a second. Sorry, my laptop went blank then. I'm okay. Is there any comments on that, on the minutes been shown? No? Okay. Well, item 4.
We have Councillor Martin with us now, by the way, Chair.
Oh, lovely. Oh, she's muted. You're muted, Councillor Martin. Can you unmute yourself, please? Just to test it. Right, can you speak?
Hello.
Oh, that's it. Brilliant. Right, lovely.
Brilliant. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
Terrific.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Burns. Brilliant. All right, item 4, matters arising from those minutes. Is there any matters arising from those minutes? No? Okay. Item 5, there's no members of the public at all. Colin, is there? Okay. Right, item 6, which is the planning applications, which is application 1, DC 230818 TC. This is 1 Sycamore, T1 on plan, 1 Ash, T2 on plan, which is Fell, both of them. And this is 36 Mount Road, and it's under the name of Nixon, and that's all that was on show. So Is there any comments on this at all, please?
Is that to fell both? Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that to fell both trees or just one?
It's well, the way I saw it, unless anyone says otherwise, it's got both of them because it says fell at the end of both of the T1 and T2. Councillor Smith, Dave Smith.
Yeah, I think it is both. I couldn't see any reason why they were given for wanting to fell the trees, other than there's a bit of overgrowing, or the neighbours complained about it overgrowing. But I couldn't see anything on the application saying why they wanted to fell the trees, whether they were diseased or anything. I just wonder if anybody else noticed anything at all.
Well, I didn't personally. Any other comments, Councillor? Oh, Colin.
If it helps, there was a comment from the owner of a property 2 doors down, which I can put on screen, which may be the reason why they're suggesting felling the tree.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I did see that, but it's still not part of the application, though, is it really?
Yeah, but I can't see the, you know, he's sort of put a comment in and obviously we've got to read that. Obviously he's trying to placate this person and that's mostly why he's doing it, or why the trees that wants the trees to be felled. Okay, Colin, thanks very much. Councillor Burns.
Right. Hi everyone. Obviously, it's both trees they want to take down.
Yeah.
The applicant is not the owner. I'm assuming they're a tree surgeon or something, but there's no details of any company or anything. All it mentioned is that they live in Bury St Edmunds. But they do say they're not the applicant, but they also say they're an agent acting on behalf of the applicant. But there's no agricultural report at all again. Yeah, it may well be a good thing to cut them down, both down, based on what the.
Oh, you've gone off, I'm afraid.
Have I?
Oh, everyone has. It's me.
I can hear you.
You've frozen, Pat.
Yeah, Pat's frozen, but I can hear you, John.
I can hear you, John.
Can you still hear me, Pat, though?
Yeah, it went again. Sorry.
Okay, you're working again now. Yeah, no, sorry. So, yeah, I was just about to say that there's no tree report, and we don't know whether this guy is a qualified, arboriculturalist or tree surgeon or something in Bury St Edmunds. I understand what the neighbour but one is saying, of course, and it may well be a reason for doing it, but I would think this is one of those ones where you need more information.
Okay. Any other comments at all on this?
No, I think more.
Oh, Mary, you have to put your hand up. Sorry. Councillor Carini.
Yeah, I agree we need more information. The only thing I would say is past trees in this area, because there's no TPO on them and they are only in a conservation area, West Suffolk Council is likely to give permission anyway for them to be felled. That's based on my previous experience of the Hamlet Road conservation area.
Okay. Councillor Martin?
Yes, I just think that perhaps those gardens are quite small. And having very large trees with a very wide root span can cause some problems. But I think if possible, I think we should save them if it is possible. Perhaps a very harsh trim would alleviate some of the problems.
Okay. Anybody else wants to speak before we go to a proposal? No? Right, can I have a proposal then, please, for this? Anyone prepared to, Councillor Creaney?
Well, I propose that we object and that we require further information and maybe also put forward a recommendation that the trees are trimmed rather than felled.
Okay, can I have a seconder for that?
Yeah.
I saw Councillor Dave Smith's hand first. Okay, all those in favour, please show. Yeah, that's carried. Thank you. Application 2, which is DC 230735 FUL, food to go pod and associated forecourt works following demolition of car wash, jet wash machine and plant room, Haverhill service station. And this is Sturmer Road. Okay, is Councillor Andre. You're muted. You're muted.
I've not been appointed to the committee yet, so this is purely a comment as a councillor.
Yeah.
The original application was about jet washes, and the operating hours were 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock weekdays and 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock weekends and bank holidays. There's no mention of those restrictions for this food to go pod. This is significant because the garage is a 24-hour garage. And if they're serving petrol 24 hours, presumably they want to serve food 24 hours. That would be a major intrusion for local residents who are just behind where this pod is proposed to be developed. So I'd urge that we at least arrange to find out what the operating hours are going to be and seek to limit those operating hours.
Yeah, I think that's what we can do. We can recommend that, can't we, Colin? Yeah, we can recommend the hours because I'm concerned that number 1, Cooper's Close, is really close to the two car washes, new ones that are being put in, and they're very noisy. And can you imagine them going 24 hours a day?
Sorry, Chair, we're not discussing that application. That application has been approved. We're discussing the food to go pod.
Well,
but the noise from that is still an issue.
Yeah, it is in with the application.
The jet wash has already been approved. That it's too late to do anything about that. This is about the food to go pod.
Oh, but it was on the plans. The jet wash.
Because it's an addition to the previous application decision.
Right. Okay. Right. I've got to show quite a few hands all gone up. Right. Councillor Martin, and then Councillor Burns, and then Councillor Brown.
I was just stretching my knuckles.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. Councillor Burns, and then Councillor Brown.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Andre is quite right. This is about the pod itself, although it is effectively a variation of the previous planning application rather than they put it in as a new one. So they're sort of disregarding the fact there's all this other stuff there, which apart from the opening hours, which was one of the things I'd already picked up on, I think it's worthwhile the working party reconsidering what I think Councillor Brown mentioned previously, was about the fact that when a road tanker is discharging its fuel into the tanks below, it blocks off the complete area to the left of that entrance, or the what would be western side. I think that needs to go through because that was never satisfactory thing. And also I think it's worthwhile remembering that Councillor Brown quite correctly was very disturbed last time that this was approved without any recourse back to the council or to the ward member about the fact that all the objections had not been satisfactorily resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Brown?
Yeah, on that very good point. At least this gives us another opportunity to object on those grounds, because there's nothing in there that mitigates that when the tanker is in there. And I think it was yesterday I drove past and there was an Arctic there, and I looked again and it just completely blocks off that side, so no one would be able to enter or exit the area for car charging, for jet washing or the Gregs. And if they're in there, generally I think those tankers are there for at least half an hour, so people get trapped in there with their vehicles. That needs sorting out somehow. I don't know how they propose to do so, but that's a major point. On the actual food cabin itself, I've not got so much of an issue personally with that, because to be fair, that's going to be a lot less quieter and less obtrusive than the car washers there. You know, every time a car goes through there, it's got a drying cycle, which is like two big blowers that makes a big racket. So in fact, I think the actual cabin and the operation of that side of things will be quite quiet. It should just be people going in the door and coming out. I don't know about how much more traffic it attracts to there, but I think it should be a lot less obtrusive than the actual car wash that's there at the moment. But my major concern personally is the exit and egress of the actual site, because if there's a tanker there, which is there at least once a week, possibly twice, it's going to cause problems. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, just getting back to the so it says on here food to go, and then it says jet wash machine and plant room. Now the old jet wash is being demolished, and they're putting two new jet washes right next to number 1 Cooper's Close. So Councillor Andre reckons that these two new ones were approved. Well, I've got my doubts, but perhaps they were. But because anyway, as Councillor Burns said, it never come back, did it? Councillor Burns.
Yeah, I mean, the previous application was not only for the 3 jet washes, because we objected to that on the basis that one of them was right next door to the house with no canopy or anything over it, but also the electric vehicle charging points. That was in the previous application.
Right.
Now, they want to knock down the car wash that Councillor Brown just mentioned, the one with the big blowers and everything, and replace it with this pod. What I don't understand is, and I'm not 100% certain about it, is does it produce any employment? This pod, is it manned, or is it? I did read about it, but I can't remember, because obviously we're losing the employment from the car sales as well. But I think that's in the application form, if I vaguely remember. I can't remember how many it was though.
Right, Councillor Brown and then Councillor Creaney.
Yeah, it was. They think that it's going to employ 7 full-time equivalent employees, so it should at least replace the people on the car sales. I would have thought. I don't know, but from the documentation it says 7 times. Well, 14 part-time staff, 7 full-time equivalents.
Yeah, because it's going to be a 24-hour operation, so they need that many. Councillor Creaney.
I was only going to say that it doesn't employ people. It's like a mini Greggs store. So you'll go in and straight in front of you there's a counter selling Greggs' usual range of products.
Okay, right. Have we got any proposal then for this? Heard from objections. Councillor Brown?
Yeah, I would propose objection on the entrance and exit potential problems of the tanker being there, and also for the actual opening times to be defined as well as part of their comments. As Councillor Andre says, we need to know exactly what hours they are proposing.
Okay. Right. Thank you. Has everyone got that? Can I have a seconder for that proposal then, please? Councillor Liz Smith. All those in favour, please show. Yeah, that's carried. Thank you. Right, back to the agenda, which is matters to report, item 7. To enable members to exchange any urgent planning matters. And this one is DC 22 1398 RM, and this is Brickfields Drive. To note, the email circulated by Deputy Clerk Charlotte Waugh. Is there any comments on this at all, please? Councillor Burns?
Well, it's too late now. I was surprised that she never came back and presented the updated plans to us, and also the mitigation of all the problems. You know, I spent hours and hours at the outline planning permission stage a few years back, trying to resolve the problem of how construction vehicles are going to get into this site. I even recently spoke to Persimmon about whether they would be allowed their, come through their land. But that seems to have not been resolved. Basically it's going back to what County Council said all those years ago is, well, we don't care less about the existing people who live there. We're going to put a traffic regulation order that basically bans people parking anywhere near their houses, even though they gave permission for a few years prior to that for those people to park their cars there. We had a similar one in Red Lodge not long ago, to be honest with you. I was just surprised that it's another one of these ones, a bit like the petrol station, where something has gone through without any reference back to either the council or the members that objected to it. And I think that's, I have to say, pretty par for the course. In maybe it might change in the new administration. Who knows? Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anyone else? No? Okay. That's noted. Item 8, which is the date of next meeting. Councillor Burns?
Oh, I thought we were still on Madison's report. Sorry. Last time I reported about fibre optic rollout in town. I can't say too much other than Lilla Connect, who did all the digging up of the roads on the Birds and Chalkstone estate and elsewhere towards the end of last year, have stopped all installations across the whole country. They're not doing any more installations. They haven't abandoned what they've done here. We're not alone, but there may be some good news coming. So I can't say too much at the moment because it's a bit of a commercial thing, but I'm waiting to hear some news from other sources on that one.
Okay. Councillor Creaney?
So we don't kick up a fuss yet, John, or?
No, there's no point. Lilla Connect are, they're going to totally ignore you. They apparently have no, other than perhaps the street furniture, but the street furniture may be reused.
Well, that's more I want to know, yeah. I'm not bothered whether they ignore us or not. I still think we should kick up a fuss if we're going to be left with street furniture dotted around here, there and everywhere.
And there's no requirement to remove it, apparently, I've been told.
Well,
that didn't come from them, that came from another source.
No, but if that is the case, we'll have to campaign to Suffolk County Council.
I know, agree. But at the moment, we're hoping it's going to be reused.
Yeah, if you can keep us up to date so we can actually get onto it.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, they told me yesterday, or not Lilla Connect, somebody else told me yesterday that they're working on something that they cannot possibly comment on at the moment.
Okay. All right. Councillor Andre?
Does that mean, John, that Lilla Connect are going to abandon all the damage they've done to water mains around the town where they've damaged water supplies?
It's a difficult one to answer, that one, because they will claim they didn't damage it, of course.
Anglian Water are saying completely different and are about to sue them for all the bits.
Well, they may do. I mean, there's a problem in Keddington today for a similar reason of that. Yeah, I mean, that's up to them to sort it out. But it seems to be a very complicated relationship between Lilla Connect, who claim they're the ISP, and the company did the work, or they actually own the Connect VX Fibre. But it's extremely difficult. All the people who are assigned over here, including their engagement officer, have gone. So I've spoken to their call center, not whatever you call it, call center. They denied they'd even done anything in Haverhill. They said they hadn't done and you think, well, what chance is that? But I have spoken to other companies who are working in town who have given me some news anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want more, I can email everyone if that's easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good, John.
Yeah.
Please. Councillor Brown.
Yeah, so on that water main issue that Roger brought up, my neighbour, he had a £700 water bill, and basically, and what they attributed that to was where Lilla Connect had gone right up next to the thing. They went over it with a vibro compactor, and they put the tarmac back and literally vibrated on top of the thing and severed the connection, or partially severed the connection on there. And then all the way down our street, they've done a similar thing. So we're waiting for other people who had to warn those that potentially that damage their water meters. And as Roger's pointed out, it's happened in other places. I know in Haverhill. So potentially there's people going to get a really large water bill and not realise that it's down to this.
Yeah, they're presently up Howell Road at the moment. Someone, because you never know who it is because they don't put signs up, but they've been digging up Howell Road all the way along. It looks like telephone stuff, telecommunication. And the water board, I've noticed, have come round a lot, not all the way up Howell Road, but some of them, and put red marks round the water, where it says water on the pavement. So it seems like they're going round sort of checking them to make sure that they've not gone through them. It's not very good. That's the trouble, isn't it? Having all these different organisations. It's Councillor Martin and then Councillor Burns.
Thank you. Getting back to today, I had a message from Anglia Water informing me that in my area, the water pressure was reduced significantly. And this was as a result of damage carried out today or yesterday by other contractors who were working in the area. It was initially supposed to be returned to full pressure at 5 o'clock this evening. And then I had a further email saying that it wouldn't be returned to full pressure until about 8 o'clock this evening. But that was as a result of damage that was done today.
Wow. Right, Councillor Burns.
A couple of things. I got a similar email, but it actually specifically mentioned Keddington below.
No, this didn't mention, This did not mention Keddington.
Okay. So I don't know where if it's Keddington, you just wonder, well, where was the problem? In terms of Howell Road, that's been done by GigaClear, all up there at the moment. That's second phase of their phase one. Their phase one was all around Roman Way, Shetland Road, and all that sort of thing area, which is now complete.
Because I've noticed they've tarmacked over one of the water ones. They put tarmac over the water plate.
Well, I mean, that's obviously they have to work with the utility companies to sort all that out.
Yeah, so even GigaClear are not very careful by the sound of it. Okay, who else? Councillor Ukraini, thank you.
Just on the text messages, the text message today from Anglian Water was related to the Keddington area. It went to all Haverhill residents because we share the same postcodes. But there's 2 major water leaks in Keddington.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. Anyone else? No? Okay, thank you. Right, item 8, which is the date of the next meeting, which is 27th of June. And I'll see you all then. And thanks very much for attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Bye. Thank you, Colin. Can you close the live stream, please?
Just confirm closing the meeting.
Oh, yeah.